Hi, friends. It's Sherry. I want to share with you today 15 tips I used to successfully lose weight and maintain my target weight while on a GLP-1. I hope you'll join me. Now, I want to preface this video by sharing that I am not a physician. I am not a wellness or nutrition or fitness coach. I am just a woman who has had kids and is in postmenopause and has struggled to maintain um, a weight that I was happy with for many years. And about a year ago, I spoke with my doctor and we decided that I would go on a GLP-1. I'm happy to share that I have successfully lost 55 pounds and held steady at that target weight for well over half a year now. And I wanted to share some of my tips and lifestyle changes that maybe you haven't heard before. Obviously, for a lot of people, they might see GLP-1 use as a cheat of some kind. And I certainly did at first. I was reluctant to go on it, but after looking at the options and thinking long and hard about the things that I had tried that weren't working for me, I am glad I did. Your mileage may vary. Obviously, always speak with your doctor, and whatever doesn't resonate with you in the following tips, feel free to ignore. This is just things that I have noticed I was able to change about my relationship to food and my eating habits once that food noise was quieted by the GLP-1. I think of these meds as a tool in my toolbox of ways in which I manage my weight and keep myself as healthy as possible. In the same way that glasses are a tool that I use to see better. If I don't if I don't take care to make sure the lenses of my glasses are clear or that the lighting is adequate, I'm not going to be able to read even with that tool. So these tips are useful regardless of whether you might be on a med or able to take one. So let's get started. Tip number one is accepting that it is unlikely for most of us that an increase in exercise will be enough to make up for unhealthy or disordered eating. We are going to need to accept that we are going to have to make some fundamental changes in how much we eat, when we eat, and the circumstances under which we eat. Number two, know your goals. My goal was a loose number on the scale, but I knew from prior experience that the scale was not always my friend. And I often, when I wasn't meeting my weight loss goals, I would avoid getting on the scale. So I needed goals that meant more than an arbitrary number. I needed goals that related more to things that I could do, not about things that I was losing out on. I wanted to manage my blood pressure, cholesterol, um, liver enzymes. I wanted to reduce the inflammation I was feeling in my joints and the weight I was carrying around, which was affecting the flexibility that I felt and the mobility that I felt I had. So my goals were more than fitting in a smaller dress or pant size. It was more about activities that I felt like I wanted to engage in that I knew my weight was getting in the way of. And it was also health goals and milestones. Being healthier meant that I could be here for when my kids hopefully get married or have kids of their own. It meant regaining a body and a mobility that would allow me to say yes to things that I still wanted to say yes to. Number three, identify your mindless eating triggers. We all have them. It might be boredom, it might be busyness, it might be stress, it might be fatigue. Maybe you get so over hungry, you then overeat. Being aware of the circumstances under which you eat less mindfully and might be tempted to snack less thoughtfully can help you plan for those. Number four, you're going to snack. We all are going to have a craving for something, or the munchies, or wanting something salty or a small sweet treat. If we plan for the fact that we are human and we've had these habits for probably decades, it will help set us up for success. So, having on hand substitutes for what you might normally reach for that will satisfy that craving for something crunchy or salty or sweet. For instance, if you really crave something just crunchy to sink your teeth into, carrot sticks or pea pods or sliced apples prepped in the fridge will allow you to grab that. Frozen grapes. For me, what worked really well was popcorn and pretzel sticks. I wasn't tempted to gorge on them, but when I wanted something to crunch, they really satisfied that. Number five, and probably one of the biggest changes I have had to make, and that has made the most impact, is mindful eating. It feels like a punishment to think about a calorie deficit. It feels like we are denying ourselves. And what I needed to do is think about food as an occasion and something that I was looking forward to nourish me. And so mindful eating is just that. It's using the fancy dishes. It's making a pleasing presentation of whatever your meal is. It's taking a moment to notice how good it smells, how good it tastes. Um, it's saying a prayer perhaps ahead of time, or grace if that's something that you do. It's thanking the farmers. When we are mindful, we are present. And the thing about food is we have to eat. We have to eat something. So changing our relationship to food through being present in our meals as opposed to mindlessly eating is a big and useful change just for getting a healthier relationship with our food. Number six is sit for your meals at a table. I've been guilty of it for many years, of being too busy to sit down with the kids or sitting in front of the TV or screen. When we don't sit at a table and take time to eat mindfully, we're more tempted and more likely to eat mindlessly. Number seven, try to eat with others as often as possible. When we are in the habit of eating with family, with our spouse, with our partner, we are training our brain to look forward to more than just the food, but to look forward to the sociability aspect of it as well. Number eight, set a timer. 15, 20 minutes, whatever makes sense for you, whatever you think you can stick to. When you sit down for your meal, set a timer for 15 or 20 minutes and then put your phone away. What I'm suggesting is that you devote 15 to 20 minutes to your meal, because what that's going to do is it's going to force you to engage with the people that you might be with, but also it's going to prevent you from leaping up after wolfing down your first serving to get seconds. It's going to let you naturally feel your stomach getting fuller so that you can make a determination about whether or not you're full. And I'm going to suggest that you wait to get up to do anything, including seconds, until that timer goes off. And then you can ask yourself, am I really hungry for more? Or did it just sound good? You may find that you're satiated enough that you can walk away from the table. 9, maybe you have trouble with your serving sizes. I know that that is something that I struggled with. It can be a useful, helpful thing if you can have a partner or someone else serve you your meal if you find that you serve yourself too much. A reasonable portion. Maybe you also need them to do the grocery shopping more often than not. I found that when I had my husband go to the store with a list that I made, he didn't come home with all the snacks that I might have otherwise impulse bought. And that was a huge help in keeping things out of the house that I knew I really didn't want to have on hand. Number 10, use smaller plates, smaller bowls, a kitchen scale. You're probably going to need to retrain yourself on what an actual portion size is. And once you get into that habit, serve yourself a reasonable portion the first time around, knowing that after the 15 or 20 minutes, you are allowed to get more if you're still hungry. But this is helping to train yourself not only to not overeat initially, but to listen to your body's cues about when it's actually hungry. 11, make a plan for meals or meal options. Batch cook if that's your thing. These are all ways that when I have healthy options available that are quick and easy to prepare, I'm less likely to be tempted by takeout or delivery on a busy night. 12, incorporate some meatless meals into your repertoire. Try and aim for 1 or 2 meals a week if you can, even more is better. They're generally lower in calorie, higher in fiber and vitamins. They're a good option. They're going to be a great tool in your tool chest. 13, drink a glass of water before meals. It helps you feel full. It keeps you hydrated. That's the tip. Incorporate movement into your day. We all know that we're supposed to get a certain amount of weight training and aerobic exercise, and those can feel like hurdles if we are very busy, or if we don't love going to a gym, or we can't afford it. And what I'm going to say is it's the small, frequent, sustainable movements that make the difference. And it goes beyond take the stairs instead of the elevator, because how many of us have elevators in our homes or workplace that we use? There are so many other opportunities for incorporating movement, and it can be fun. It can be while you're standing and waiting for your coffee to brew, dance with your dog in the kitchen, do squats or stretches. If you have to run upstairs to get something, run down again and then back up. Do it twice, just as a habit. When I transfer the laundry from my washer to my dryer, I intentionally do fewer items with each handful. And I really lean into the long stretches as I'm doing it to increase my flexibility. If you search for ways to incorporate movement and flexibility into your day, you're literally just going to be able to do more in your day. And that's the bottom line. As I dropped weight, yes, it was important to think about weight-bearing exercise. It was just as important to remember how I used to be able to seemingly effortlessly move my body and wanting to regain that. I want to be able to comfortably, easily get down on the floor to play with the dogs or play with grandkids someday, or take a hike on a beautiful afternoon. So think of the ways that you used to enjoy moving your body, whether it's dance or yoga or stretch. Start small as you need to, but incorporate that into how you approach every activity throughout your day. Because in the end, you're not losing weight for the scale to show a certain number. You're losing weight to feel a certain way in your body, to be able to do things that you enjoy doing. So, yes, when you reach your goal, once you get there, celebrate that. Celebrate that by buying clothes that fit and feel good. Celebrate that by engaging in activities that you forewent when you were heavier or less flexible. Maybe you had a hard time getting down and kneeling and weeding, but you love a garden. Plant a garden. Sign up for a dance class. Sign up for yoga. Go for a hike on a more challenging trail. Go for a bike ride. Do you remember how you used to enjoy that? Celebrate having a body that you nourish on a daily basis and that allows you to do the things you enjoy doing. That's why you're losing weight. That's what's going to keep you motivated. And that's why I hope that some of these tips will resonate with you and help you on your own journey toward a healthier, active you. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you like this content, please like and subscribe, comment below. I have a series of videos related to my book, The Lighthouse Guide, Love and Advice from a Fellow Human. And if you think you might be interested, go ahead and check them out. And thank you for joining me. If you have not heard today, I'm glad you were born. Take really good care and have a great day.